40 members of the 70 seats.
The poll came after the anti-Chinese patriotism education hunger strike on Sunday. 3.5 million registered voters went to vote for the next Legislative Council. Hong Kong has been experiencing multiple issues and public discontents in the past few weeks, such as the mandatory Chinese patriotism curriculum, housing prices and relations with the mainland. Those issues kept the new chief executive, Leung Chun-ying, in low popularity. Left-wing parties were also impacted with the Chinese patriotism education issue. On the other hand, BBC's Hong Kong correspondent Juliana Liu said the pro-democracy candidates running for office are expected to benefit from the growing anger against mainland China and the lack of political reform there.
A South Korean movie, Theatre, received the Golden Lion Award for Best Picture at the Venice Film Festival on Saturday.
Directed by Kim Ki-duk, the movie is an ultra-violent story of a loan shark who is forced to examine his life by a mysterious woman claiming to be his mother. On accepting his award, Kim sang a Korean song as a part of his speech while thanking the jury. He later explained the song to reporters. He said, "This is a song that we Koreans sing when we're sad, when we feel alone, when we feel desperate, but also when we're happy." Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master received the Silver Lion Award. Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman also shared the Best Actor award with The Master.
The tensions between China and Japan has fallen to a stalemate due to the disputed island issue. Both leaders met in the APEC summit and discussed recent problems.
This is the first time the leaders of China and Japan met after the recent escalation of the uninhabited islands disputes. Chinese President Hu Jintao and Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda met in a corridor and had a 15-minute informal meeting. Mr. Hu emphasized that any methods which Japan purchased at disputed island were illegal and invalid. The Chinese government would stand strong in the maintenance of the territorial integrity and sovereignty issues. The Japanese side must be fully aware of the seriousness of the situation. According to Japanese media, Noda called for both nations to resolve the disputes by developing their relations in a comprehensive, mutually beneficial and strategic way as they mark the 40th anniversary of formal diplomatic ties.
Now moving on to sports news. Aucklander Mitch Evans claimed the 2012 GP3 championship, but he was made to sweat with German driver Daniel Abt, just 1.5 points behind him.
Evans's championship title was only decided when Daniel Abt, Evans's only challenger for the title, couldn't quite get the finish he needed. Evans, however, had to retire from the race when he suffered a puncture. Daniel knew that he needed to win this final race to secure enough points to take the championship. However, when leading with only 2 remaining, the race took a dramatic turn as driver Theo Elianas passed Daniel and then held on to win from the German, giving Evans the title by just 1.5 points. Evans has been the most consistent driver throughout the season and won more races than anyone else. He received a cheque for $400,000 to go towards a GP2 campaign, which is another step closer to his ultimate goal, a Formula One drive.
Swimming's big winner Sophie Pascoe entered the main stadium at the London Paralympics as New Zealand's flag bearer for the closing ceremony.
Sophie was the starter and for New Zealand, so she was certainly the most popular choice as flag bearer. She won 6 medals from her 6 events, including 3 golds and 3 silver medals, in this her final Paralympics. At the wrap-up, the small 24-member New Zealand team grabbed an impressive 17 medals between them, exceeding expectations. Pascoe missed the opening ceremony as she had a race on day 1, when she won the first medal. This time, she could finally step into the 80,000-seat Olympic Stadium for the first time and was amazed at the huge crowd and the even bigger support. Popular British band Coldplay performed 10 live tracks, and US singer Rihanna also did 4 songs. Grammy Award winner Jay-Z came on board for a rendition of Run This Town. Games Organising Committee Chairman Sir Seb Coe said the London Paralympics were the first time ever that the Games were sold out and had been so well supported, and thanked all those who made it possible, especially the athletes.
World number 1 New Zealander Andrew Nicholson dominated and then went on to win the International Blenheim Palace International Horse Trials over the weekend.
Nicholson, on his horse Quimbo, dominated the dressage and show jumping phases. He scored 40.7 points, while second place William Fox Pitt on My Hero scored 44.8. It was the first time the world number 1 has won this event since 1991. He praised his partner as a lovely horse, being very easy to ride and with an amazing jumping ability. Olympic medalist Mark Todd took second in the traditional 3-star CCI event with 42 points. Fox Pitt won the title with 39 penalty points. It was only the second time Todd has ridden his horse, Conair, so he was more than satisfied with this performance.
Now moving on to Happy Diner, introducing and reviewing your favourite restaurants in Auckland.
Nowadays, Korean barbecue usually uses gas, but here, the owner has insisted to use traditional method, using charcoal to let the fire cook the food directly, bringing a natural, unique flavor to the food that only charcoal can make. Korean barbecue often uses chicken, beef and pork, either fresh or marinated. Today we're going to try barbecue marinated short ribs. The marinated pork has a light, sweet and spicy taste, bringing a richer flavor to the meat.
Speaking of New Zealand pork, we may often think that they have a fishy smell that is hard to eliminate, but the pork we have chosen for our BBQ today is marinated with a variety of fruits, so it has a sweet fruity taste to it. Also, the chef has added some chili and honey in the meat, so the taste is wonderfully rich and delicious.
Because this concept is like for families mostly, so this is like a cozy place for families.
Just looking at this red oil floating on top of the soup makes me hungry. This Korean-style pork bone soup, rich with chilies and porky flavor. In a chilly winter like this, a bite of the meat while sipping on some hot spicy soup. What could possibly be better than this?
The soup is actually a bit spicy for me. Other than the rich pork bone flavor, there's also a hint of kimchi in the soup, a little salty and spicy. It surely is addictive.
A long time is 20 years. Christchurch is 10 years. Very famous chef.
You had a restaurant in Christchurch?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's earthquake is damaged. It's not
because of the earthquake.
And roosters coming Auckland. Very exciting area.
Yeah, I've been to Korea once. And it was very spicy. But I like our chef. She cooks very good, so she's my favorite chef.
Now moving on to Happy Diner.